And the daddy that she's shouting at, out, 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 daddy, is the daddy inside of her, not her beloved father.
Daddy, you do not do any more black shoe in which I have lived like a foot for 30 years, poor and white, barely daring to breathe or chew. Daddy, I have had to kill you. You died before I had time. Marble heavy, a bag full of God, ghastly statue with one gray toe, big as a Frisco seal. Not God, but a swastika, so black no sky could squeak through. Every woman adores a fascist, the boot in the face, the brute heart of a brute like you. You stand at the blackboard, Daddy, in the picture I have of you, a cleft in your chin instead of your foot. But no less a devil for that, no, not any less the black man who bit my pretty red heart in two. I was 10 when they buried you. At 20, I tried to die and get back to you. I thought even the bones would do. But they pulled me out of the sack, and they stuck me together with glue. So, Daddy, I'm finally through. The black telephone's off at the root. The voices just can't worm through. There's a stake in your fat black heart, and the villagers never liked you. They're dancing and stamping on you. They always knew it was you. Daddy, Daddy, you bastard, I'm through.
Courageously, really rather audaciously, Sylvia had been throwing everything out the window. And inside, Sylvia was exceedingly frail. And then these mysterious fevers, mysterious, no explanation. Why wouldn't they go away? Fevers in Devon, and then in London, fevers again, fevers. Boiling hot, being burned up. The last time I saw Sylvia was in early January, 1963, and she had come to London with 2 little children, aged almost 3 and almost 1. Bravely had come, found this flat, Yates's house, which meant an enormous amount to her. And there she was, quite well known by now. Sylvia Plath's name was big in the world of poetry, at least for people who read poetry. And I saw her in January in Fitzroy Street, and I just felt strongly that loneliness of the house, of her, of the situation. And when everybody was as young as we were, it was almost impossible to imagine living alone. Divorced women in those days were considered prey or fools or hags, unwanted. The feeling of loneliness was very strong.
It was the worst winter in living memory. It was just unspeakable. The whole of London froze. The whole of England froze. She had flu, sinus, whatever it was. She was chronically depressed. And effectively, her friends, me included, abandoned her. She was very difficult. She was almost psychotically depressed and couldn't see any way out. You get yourself locked into a kind of closed world, and there was no way out.
I think it was an inbred fear that what she'd loved would leave her sometime. And I think it haunted her all her life without her making it known in words. I never was aware of it until I gathered poems together and found this pattern running straight through.
If you are handling, as it were, material as volatile as that, then you know, it's like terrorism, poetic terrorism, you risk it blowing up in your face. If you're pushing on the friable edge, it can break.
Yeah, I knew that young poets always conjecture about the mystery of death and afterlife, but I felt that she should go away from it and live more in the present, right, of the present, rather than always referring to the past that had hurt her so.
Edge. The woman is perfected. Her dead body wears the smile of accomplishment. The illusion of a Greek necessity flows in the scrolls of her toga. Her bare feet seem to be saying, "We have come so far, it is over." Each dead child coiled, a white serpent, one at each little pitcher of milk, now empty. She has folded them back into her body as petals of a rose close when the garden stiffens and odors bleed from the sweet, deep throats of the night flower. The moon has nothing to be sad about, staring from her hood of bone. She is used to this sort of thing. Her blacks crackle and drag.